Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a program to compare musical tunes for similarity, and we're working on a report called the Average Tune Report or Melody Average Report. And one of the things we've noticed is the scrolling is not convenient. The headers, well, it's wide, so the left side headers they disappear too quickly, and it's kind of hard to follow where the values are going. So we're going to switch to a data structure called LazyHGrid, or a view structure, and that thing has the capability to pin columns, so that's why we're picking it. All right, and what it means is, well, the problem is our previous approach used the regular grid, which is oriented around rows, and the LazyHGrid is oriented towards columns. And so we need to change our basic approach from a row-oriented structure to a column-oriented structure. Now, it's not bad in the sense that most of the actual statistics are kept in this note tabulator, and one of its jobs is once it's done with everything, it makes tune counts, which has this information. So let's see, tune counts. It has the position names, which is the row headers. It also has the column headers, and it has the here's the row names and the columns. Okay, sorry, the position names is the column headers. They're probably going away, but maybe we should just make it more clear. Okay. So what are we about to do? Create the LazyHGrid working by column. Okay, that sounds like what we're doing. So Note Tabulator produces tune counts. Let's get that over here. And it knows the column names, the column contents, the row names, and the row contents. Or how do I say this? Column names and row names and columns. It's kind of confusing, but the bottom line is that this structure wants to know about columns, so it needs column by column to do its thing. And its HGrid is horizontal grid, so it's oriented towards that direction. And lazy is it doesn't show the data until it really, or it doesn't. I don't even think it needs to calculate it. It doesn't ask for it anyway until you scroll. So as you scroll, you bring in new instances of a view. And if your data is really big, that is very helpful. You don't have to have tens of thousands of views all pre-calculated. You just need to know the ones on the screen, and we'll go from there. All right, so I think we've done the work to produce this. So count column has the measure number, the note number, and the counts. And the note count has an ID because views need IDs, and it has the actual count. Okay. And finally, the stage is the main view. It's the main model for the view. So it knows the ID, it knows the name, it knows the icon, all that stuff. Okay, and then it knows counts. Okay, so tune counts get populated from the tabulator. So tabulator gathers the statistics from the input. The counts are calculated from it, and then the rest of the work is in the view. So here's average sync view. I think note tabulator is going to fade away a bit. So let's just close a little bit. Okay. The average view. Alrighty. It's got the stage, so it can get to things. It's got the rows. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this thing wants descriptors for... I'm not sure what they're for. I guess it's the contents of a row. I'm not sure where this count fits in. it's all kind of variable. Okay. 24 though. Well, that 24 is cell size, and you unfortunately can't use values sequentially in a declaration like this. But 24 is you have 3 octaves, and then you have one that says notes that are taller than that, higher than that, and one for notes that are lower than that, and one for rests. So I think these descriptors maybe are the first column. Okay, and then let's run it. Try and recover from from a long weekend. I don't think I ran tests yet since I logged in either. All right, so we want this file, and we're going to quantize and do the melody average. All right, so we view, and this will be the average view, whatever that was called. Okay, so the top one, yeah, I believe the top one is the old way, and our end result should be the same as it. Okay, so that's fine. The second one, I think, is the grid. Yeah, okay, because it's messed up. That's how I know. All right, so we have all the row number. I'm sorry, what are the column numbers are showing up as the row numbers. So we're sideways or something. Okay, so let's take this one. I don't need a breakpoint. I think. Oh, I forget. There's a way to fold this. No. Control Command left arrow. Okay. Oh, it's not going to do it. Oh, I haven't selected it. It's Alt Command left arrow. Okay, fold. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the new way, this has the LazyHGrid. The rows are... Okay, what's going on? HDAC verbatim. Okay. This is just a marker for the scroll view. Just so we get back to the top of the scroll view. I don't think it's working. It may be because it's a duplicate ID. I don't know. All right, but that's not what we're worried on. For each stage, count column names. Oh, well, it's a grid row. Okay, that's not right. Okay, let's to-do listed somewhere we had an example. I think this is the one I was inspired by. Okay, so you got the columns. Okay, LazyHGrid. We have rows, which they just list one. And then items. Now, what's not clear to me is, I guess this is all the columns. Okay. Well, LazyGrid. I think. Horizontal. I'm just not sure. Let's take this. I'm going to put it in as a third version of this thing. All right, let's comment this out. Okay. And we'll put this one in. And I will make somewhere it had a count, right? Not really. Okay, let's just run it. I think it's even just wrapping. I don't think it's, I don't know. Melody average view. Okay. Oh, I don't want a breakpoint. Now, I think, what do we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So 7, 14, 7 plus 7 plus 6. That's the 20 items. They just wrap after some point. I'm not so sure about this. So how did it decide? Well, there's another way to do it too, right? I could put my row headers in and then draw the grid to the right of it. I don't know. Okay, so this, all right, so we're saying LazyGrid rows. I'm going to move this up. I don't think it has to be inside the grid. Okay, because what's happening is on appear scroll view proxy scroll to. So the scroll view should just scroll to this, and let's give it a, well, it's okay for now. We commented it out, right? Okay, we'll comment this out too, and fold it. Okay, so the grid row, no, we don't want grid row. Well, maybe I have to leave this here so I can see it. We declare the rows. Adaptive. See, what I don't get is, how does it know? Oh, with 300? No. How does it know how many rows to use there? It's, okay, we had 3 rows. 3 times 80 is 240. I don't know. Okay, well, I think we're gonna iterate. So I think the first, well, did we have headers in any of this? Fits as many items as possible within a width. I don't get how it shows the width though. We had to scroll. The grid spacing is the space between rows. Okay. The grid item spacing is the gap between items. Grid item. I'm sorry. Let's look at this one. Grid spacing is between columns. That's that, I guess. Okay. Rows. That just said, and well, we want fixed. Let's try one element. Rows. I think let's just do the fixed thing. Okay, so now the first, this thing is just not a grid. Excuse me. I mean, it's great for, oh, I'm going to show you all your albums in iTunes, and we'll just put as many as fit. Sorry. I don't think that's going to work for us. I mean, we want to give it a column. Okay. So or do we? Wait a minute. Let's see what's going on here again. I thought the numbers were all there this way, so I'm a little puzzled. Okay. 1, 10, 3, 2, 2, 5, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4. Is that the right numbers? Okay, so the 7 plus 6 plus, that's still header stuff. 5 plus. I don't know. I feel like we're, oh, maybe we're sideways. Okay, let's try putting row names in, and we'll see if things hang together. Okay, stage.count. Let's make this row names. Header name in, header name. This doesn't need to be done. Row names are short. Okay. Centered. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, I guess. This should be cell size. Okay. So I think all right. So I think we're putting the first column in this way. Don't think I need that. I know their names. Okay. I don't know if that's even necessary. And I'm going to go back up to what we did up here. Grid row, so column names. For each one, verbatim, scale degree, row, not name. Oh, we're not even doing that stuff. Okay. Let's just do that then. I think the cell size thing might be okay, though. All right, we'll just see. guess I won't see enough interesting if I don't load some data. Okay. That is not the first column. Okay. I'm thinking this is not going to be the right tool. It wants to just take your values and start drawing them across the top. I don't understand this thing, maybe. I would have thought... Well, I guess I must have misunderstood how it gets its values. Okay, let's take this out. Well, no, maybe this is not... Okay, I'm going to take this out. Okay, I don't think grid row is doing anything. All right, that first text is the corner where you got both dimensions coming across. So let's just put these header names. Here's for each. Okay. And I don't know, it doesn't hurt to group them maybe. Okay, I've got the text and all the column headers. Then I've got the scale degrees. I think this grid row is what's redundant here. Okay, let's see what this looks like. I'm not sure about this width thing. Right, it's going forever. This is okay-ish. And that's my headers. But I don't know, can I tell it to stop after a while? Maybe I should let's see. I think we got a link in here. Yeah. The first view you provided the grid's content enclosure appears in the top row of the column. It's on the grid's leading edge. Additional filling the first column from... Additional views occupy successive cells, filling the first column from top to bottom, then the second column. The first view you provide. Okay, well that's part of the problem then. I've got the group is fine. Let's put the divider inside it. Okay. Now, the top row of the column that's on the grid's leading edge. Okay, so the first column, I assume, provides the top row. Additional views occupy successive cells, filling the first column from top to bottom, then the second, and so on. The columns can grow unbounded, but you specify the number of rows by providing corresponding number of grid items to the initializer. Okay, so it is 24. And that's the problem. We only gave it 1. Okay, let's go find that 24. Okay, let's give it rows again. Maybe that'll be better. Rows is rows. Number of columns can grow unbounded. Additional views occupy successive cells. Okay, so it's got to be, it's kind of for each column. I think this will help. I'm giving 24 rows now. Yes. Okay, but this, I interpreted that as saying it'd be the first row, but it's not. Oops. The first view appears in the top row of the column. Okay. Okay, so we said 2 rows, and they're using 2 rows. And then everything else, they don't have headers, so that's not going to apply. Okay, so this, I want to get an index out of this. So each cell, I'm giving it each view. Well, this is a column for sure. Okay, so I don't. Okay, so I think what it's saying, more or less, I think we're providing the first grid cell on the top row left. And then we're working our way down. Okay, so I want to have this. Okay, that's the top left cell. Then I want to have I don't know, I can't do these variable ranges. That's the problem. Well, okay, maybe I'm going to do this way. I'm going to say for each 0 ... less 24. And this is column number in a bunch of stuff. Okay. Well, no, it's row number. And so each column I got to provide cells for the columns, right? That's why I can't. Okay. Let's merge this in. I think part of the problem is that thing is not playing along right. Okay. So column names. Let's let column names to a string be nothing append contents of column names. Okay, this is I'm going to push through a little bit and see if this works. Okay, so let's use column names too here. Okay, so I think we have to produce columns. So the first column okay. We're going to put this. Okay, that's the column header. Column name would be better. Okay. Okay, so we're going to run through every column and we'll start with the header. Okay, that part makes sense. Then I think we need to do this. Problem is I can't keep a counter going easily anyway. Maybe I can. Enumerated. Let's do column number, header name, in. Okay. Oh, you can't do that. Golly. Okay, the problem is I want to say this column number, I mean, that's what I really want. And I can't do that because it's got to be a fixed sized range. Okay. This column number is going to be used in these counts. Okay, I'm thinking this approach is just not going to work. Let's take it out. Well, let's take it out like this. And then we're going to have some work to do to really clean it out. Okay, that. And we'll fold that. Okay, this we're going to get rid of. All right, and then the original we're going to put back in. Okay, so this, all right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to got the grid left of the scroll view. I'm going to make a horizontal stack. And, well, the scroll view is the second thing in it. Which could use some abstraction, I guess. All right, but the stack, I'm going to put, the first thing is going to be a vertical stack of row names, column names, scale degrees, row names. Okay, so this is for each something. Scale degree row dot name. For each scale degree scale dot stage dot counts dot row names. Okay, and we're going to put this empty one up here. Okay, so I'm going to have a blank cell and each row name stacked up. Oh my goodness. String to expected binding type. Row names is an array of string. Okay, I don't need name, I just need the string. String conform to identifiable. Really? Okay, these will all be unique. So we'll do that. Okay. I'm using information I have, I guess, but row names unique seems reasonable enough. Okay. So now I want to get the text. I got that out of here. Okay. Let's see what happens. Cannot convert return expression of type void. And this is code I'm going to throw away in a minute here, but let's get it right. Oh, come on. I always forget this. Okay, so what I'm hoping to do is get my columns on the far left outside the scroll box. Maybe not quite lined up right because we haven't really given them a size, but I will attempt that for sure. If it looks plausible, yeah, the size is not right, but they certainly are fixed and they certainly look okay. I don't think this dividing row is really necessary. Divider. Okay, I could live with this if these things were dealt with. Okay, so I need to make each one the same size as this, and I need to make, well, I guess that's okay. Yeah, if I make them the same size, that should be okay. All right. That's a lot easier than what I've been doing, I will say. Grid, horizontal 2, vertical 2. Okay. Spacer, oh, that's, sorry, this is what we need. With this cell size, height is cell size. I think we're going to be off by a little bit of padding. I don't know if I can give that here. Okay, because we said spacing too. Okay, the divider messes it up, but I think, I don't know if I could force the scrolling. Is, okay. He looks pretty close. He starts about half a one too high and he finishes about half a one too low. So let's take this divider out. Oh, we got two text lines too. That's probably related. Okay. Is that good enough? Oh, and I want the divider out. Let's do that. I don't know what that, oh, that's making it force it to the left. Okay. All right. I think we want to take the vertical scrolling out, but these look pretty close to me. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right. Let's see. Where is? I don't know what this space is up here. Whoops! I don't want that. Continue. Whatever I was doing, I don't want to stop. All right. I want to take the vertical scrolling off of this reader. Okay. And I'm going to take this guy out. All right, where's this spacing coming from? Is this being used? No. Okay. Stage title, stage metadata. Let's take that out. Oh, horizontal. So it's forcing that to the left. Okay, no, that's okay. Okay, so stage title. That looks good. That looks good. This space. Why is there so much space there? Button done. Let's. This will force stuff up to the top. And I swore there's a way to do that on the VStack. Horizontal alignment. Okay. Well, maybe that would be reasonable to do anyway. Alignment dot leading. Now this needs to be centered. Center. And this, I think, can go. I'm probably fiddling around too much for this stage in our existence. I should make sure this runs, looks good enough, and then clean it up. Well, it doesn't force it. It doesn't center that. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely fooling around too much then. And that spacer is not pushing this thing up at all. Why? Like, what in this generates that? VStack spacing. Wait, what's this? Okay, let's get things pushed. Okay, add the row names as a separate column preceding the scroll view of the main body of the report. There we go. Okay. Now let's critique it. Okay, so I have all this space here. What's going on? All right, so the body, we stack the title, the metadata, and this. What is this? Column names, row names. Oh, sorry, I'm being... Okay. I don't see anything that would put space in here. I don't know if we can. This view, what does it need? It needs a stage. Okay, it needs the average tune stage. What does it need? It has most of this stuff. It creates an empty counts. Column name's empty. I think, okay, let's do a preview of this. Maybe this is the day I learn how to use there's some sort of, I think Instruments, which is their sort of analyzer, has some way to view debugging. That sounds like what I want. Show view frames. That sounds good. I don't know what it means, but let's try it. I don't see a lot of view frames. Matter of fact, I don't see anything different. Okay. Debug. Capture view hierarchy. Appearance. Okay. Unable to. Well, I kind of can't do both now. Who is drawing? Okay, let's take this out. I'm going to see if I can remove elements and see anything different. Oh, maybe I should figure out how to do that preview. Okay. And this has no gap. Why is the other? I don't care about quantizing for this. Well, other than it's going to take forever. I mean, that's a finger's width on my screen. It's not terrible. A little more there would help. No, I want that outside. This spacer we decided wasn't doing anything. Padding 24. What's the padding on? The whole stack. Okay. Let's put this back. That's the thing. That's much more than the other one was. Text. Let's just put the text and see. Oh no, you know what I can do? Is it border? What's the content? Oh, purple color. And that gets it around the whole stack. Well, he certainly takes more space. Is there extra text in here? I mean, I could live with that a little bit. That's breathing room, but metadata. Okay, let's starts empty. It's info metadata. Okay, everybody. Oh, I know. Let's turn off the quantizer. Because every stage adds stuff if it wants to. I mean, we got the file name and then the quantizer. I'm guessing that might be it. Maybe from the days when it was a text view, it put an extra line in there. All right, let's go find the quantizer. Might be that. Look at that. Okay, it certainly doesn't need 2. I don't think it's... Well, let's see what that does. Probably some tests are assuming it's there, but that may have been... We had a text report in the old days. Gotta have the quantizer in place. And so that may have been put there in the wrong place. Okay, it's still got that line. But, okay, let's find the input stage. Yeah, he's got that. I don't know if that last new line is putting that space in there. I mean, apparently it is. And if I imagine this gone, that's just too much. Okay. Okay. Maybe it should be their responsibility to put the new line in if the preceding line is not empty. It's a little awkward. Or maybe my output should separate. Well, I'll tell you what it really is, right? I mean, this type should probably be an array of strings, not a string. And then, okay, let's do that right. All right. Okay, here we are. Create the LazyGrid. Okay, we're working out of that. I'm getting a little bit too much junk in here. Okay, TUNE-23-05, January 23rd, LazyHGrid. Wasn't satisfactory. Okay, and then well, investigate's not quite. We did it. Okay, so made pinned row headers using HStack. Okay, and now we're resolve vertical spacing after metadata. Okay, and then to do that, we're thinking convert metadata to be. Okay, and that's going to affect some places. Let's see who's breaking now. Somebody probably looking for that last new line. Good, one failure. Yep. No new line at end of metadata. Well, it's no extra. Okay, and sorry, that should all pass, right? Did it? Okay. Guess the update there. Okay. And let's see, to do. We also need to rip out LazyHGrid parts of revised model. Okay. We put, I don't think anybody's referencing this, for example. Maybe let's do that first. Let's get this thing cleaned up as best we can before we clean up the other. Okay. So nobody's referencing this. Good. Right. And then I bet nobody's referencing this. I'd be wrong. Okay. The sync view is looking at the row names. Is anybody looking at the column names? It's certainly the sync view should, right? Yep. And the columns, this I think might not be. Two stage columns, columns, columns. Okay, so nobody's really using it. Okay, and I bet nobody's using this now. Count column, tabulator. Okay, we'll get rid of that shortly. Tune counts. Okay, and then compiler should tell us where it's being used. Extra argument columns in call. I move the row names to the front. That's the only one. Which tune stage? Row names move forward. Columns goes away. Should be some tests complaining, I think. Yeah. Okay. Columns. And then I think we'll just assert this order. Okay. Anybody else? All right, and count column, I believe, is no longer used. Tune counts. Columns. Oh, this whole section is designed to produce count columns. So this should go away. Okay. Now, scale degree counts is used, as is note count. All right. I guess it didn't hurt us that badly. It seemed like a lot of fuss to get it, but say, all right, so let's commit this. Remove remnants of column ordered data in tune counts. How about now unused column oriented access to tune counts? Okay. Convert metadata to string. That'll help resolve the vertical spacing. All right. Well, we've been going a while. Let's take a break, about 3 minutes, and we'll come back and deal with this metadata stuff. I think I know it crossed my mind before that maybe that should be an array of strings at least, if not a new type. And maybe we'll put a little type alias in there just to kind of ease that a little bit. But I think that shouldn't take too much. There's only 3. Well, no. Anybody who puts in metadata would have this issue. So there's at least 3 and maybe 5, but not everything. All right. So take a break, about 3 minutes. Thanks. Hi, welcome back. All right. Let's see, metadata string. So we need to find, I guess it's stage, right? That's who's producing metadata. Okay, and transform is the generic. And stage is even more so. Okay. Where? Okay, the metadata. Okay, that's in the packet. All right, let's start down this path. Type alias metadata equals string for now. That should be fine for that. Okay, so now when people do this, okay, oh. Metadata, string to string. Oh, what this is? Who declares that? Tune uses it. Okay, yeah, that's the metadata in the tune itself. This metadata is like processing metadata, but maybe I don't need to. Let's. Okay, let's make this an array. This. Can I do this? Trying to think who would know, who would do that. Versus this. Can I tell who uses this? Right, but somebody probably does. Right. Oh, that's unrelated. Okay, so it may be tests are doing this. If you're the first one, you're just going to put it in the array. This one, why can you be nil? Self.metadata. If metadata is not nil, then self.metadata equals, how about just self.metadata dot append metadata. Wait, I'm messing this up. Okay, I want to make it so this looks the same, but this thing does the work. The packet class does the work of dealing with with packets. Okay, but then I don't want them to do their own work on packets on the outside, so I think I'm going to have to deal with that. Okay, metadata equals itself. Oh, no. If they provide the metadata, we add that. Otherwise, it's the packet. It comes from the original. Okay. Well, I think what they should do is self.metadata is packet metadata if metadata is not nil, then we should append it. Okay, we know it's legal because it's not nil. Right. Mutable by itself. Right. Okay. And this, yeah. If metadata is not nil, then new metadata append it, and then assign it new metadata. Okay, how am I feeling now? All right. This one you said, I got a packet. I've got a packet. And it consists of tunes and metadata. And you may create me with the tunes and metadata, in which case I will do that. The funny thing is, okay, and then otherwise here I'll take whatever you gave me in the packet by default and append metadata to it if I need to. Okay, and I think what's happening now is everybody's appending to it. Now, I think one more thing, I think this should become var metadata is string, and it's going to be let's make this well, I'm going to call it metadata array for a moment here. Okay. And it's going to produce metadata dot map $0 plus new line and then dot joined. Okay, so I'm providing this to get to the old metadata string that everybody's used to. Okay, and can I convert string.element? Character. oops, metadata array. Add new lines. Actually, we don't even need the add new lines yet. Okay, let's take it in bytes. Okay, self.metadata. Cannot assign to property. Well, self.tunes. Oh, I gotta use my array. Okay. How many times am I gonna stare at that? All right. So now, I think I provided an interface that everybody is okay with except for one small problem. Self-net metadata array. I think people are appending previous output to their thing, so we're going to fix that first. Well, do I need to fix that first? Let's make that not matter. Equals met. Okay. No, I'm burying myself here. Okay. I think this code is what I want, and yet I've changed representations and stuff inside. So let's make the behavior still the same from the outside perspective. So if you give me if metadata is nil, then I'm going to say self.metadata array is nothing, and then else self.metadata array is the input metadata dot separate components split with new line. Is that right? Apparently not. Subsequence. Well, okay, yeah, let's put the new line back in and then make string out of this. Okay, this is sort of a temporary thing. And then this will hold off. Okay, so I believe, oh man. Split that and map it to string $0. No? Not containing a closure. Okay, so I'm trying to I'm trying to switch representations and retain behavior. So right now you're passing me in the metadata you want with new lines following each piece of it. And so I'm going to split on those new lines, stick them in an array, and then when you ask for them back as a string, I'm going to give you back the new lines with it. Okay. And other than possibly this being used by tests, I think this should behave the same. Build succeeded. Okay, now the tests, some of them might fail. Or I had a useless initializer, which is also possible. Okay. Interesting. Put file whatever.text. What did we have? We had 2 new lines. Okay, so maybe this is unnecessary. Okay, down to 1 failure. That's better. There's not equal to pre-existing output. Existing output, no new line. Okay, so this is something about the new line. I mean, I'm stripping them out. I should be putting them back in, but 7 places don't think so. Okay. The metadata. I bet that last string is empty. There's a thing for that, isn't there? Omitting empty sequence is true. Well, let's look at Tune Builder. Unfortunately, that's the other metadata. Tune metadata and parts. Let's see who uses that relative to input. Manual input, file input, create packet, metadata file path. Okay, so that's certainly where it's being put in. All right, let's go watch that. All right, file input stage. Well, tune metadata input file path. Okay, yeah. Where's the test that failed? Oh, I didn't follow my own rule here. Well, this is really like .trim. Trimming characters in dot new lines. Okay. Two failures, pipeline tests. Okay. This is funny. Here we're putting the new lines in. I think sync.output. Let's see, pipeline. Doesn't mention metadata, so it's coming from these transforms. Okay. I'm thinking the fact is we are saying you always have new lines now. You didn't, even if you didn't have one on the end, we're putting it in for you. And this is going to go away. So I think it's an unusual use. We're just sort of using it to get the output. But I think now maybe that last one is not there. Okay. Let's run this. All right, and this is the same deal. All right. All right, now packet. I want, okay, apparently this was not used. It probably was early, but got dropped. Okay, let's see who calls this. Packet, packet. Test, 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 test. Okay, this I'm suspicious about. No, he's okay. Okay. I believe I want to make it I think I want to make these new lines. I want to say don't put a new line on this. Okay, so I'm going to force a behavior change kind of backwards. I'm saying the code's going to do it this way. Now the test better conform to that. So anybody who puts a new line on the front, on the end of their metadata with this call should be fixed. All right. And we know there's at least a few, probably the ones we just put in. Okay. Writes to packet. Yeah, so this has got a new line in it, and it should not. It shows one too many. Okay. Same deal. Okay, I think I think we're getting rid of one new line there. And we will definitely work on that. Okay. Whoops. We haven't done the packet version, I don't think. Oh no, this shouldn't be here either, should it? If that's the only breaking test. Okay. Expected the metadata tunes, number of tunes 2, actual, the metadata. Oh, there's that extra one. Expected. Okay. Let's run these again. I think maybe one failure, depending on that. Oh, Input.whatever.text is not equal to that. Okay, now I think maybe back up, bungling myself up here. Input file whatever.text. It really should have a new line because we're putting them in even if they're not there on the output side. I intend to get rid of that too, so I don't know. Input manually edit text. Let's see this thing. Stage. That should be gone. Maybe this is a sign of the same thing. Let's see, Tune Builder. Who creates his metadata packet? Source.create, file input stage. Oh, okay. I think we're getting down to the real code now instead of just tests failing. Okay, so file input stage, manual input source, parse and stage, packet should not have this on the way in. Okay, so if I take out pre-existing output, new line, I don't know if I got enough of them out of there, we'll see. Okay, quantizer, yeah, we expect. Packet on the way in, and then quantizer stage. What does he do with metadata? Settings output. Okay, well that's interesting. Okay, we're going to say that's not going in. Oh, we haven't dealt with this case yet. This is the packet case. Okay. And statistics stage. Metadata, number of tunes, expected. Expected, the metadata tunes. Number of tunes, 2. Actual, the metadata, boom, boom. Okay. So let's go to statistics stage. Oh, well, everything is metadata here. Statistics stage tests. Okay. Expected the metadata tunes, number of tunes 24. Output contains expected. Oh, that's a comment. Okay. Expected the metadata tunes, number of tunes. Actual was the metadata newline tunes. Okay, what's its input? I'll see where its input metadata is. Oh. Okay. Okay. Packet metadata. Oh, on the output, it should have a new line. Okay. Pre-existing output. Okay, where's that? That's the packet. Pre-existing output. Consume. The output. Pre-existing output, extra new line. Parsons code report. This seems not quite right to me. Packet metadata. Well, I don't want to convince myself wrongly, but I think this is putting the new line that's not there in our expectation. So I think this really should be that. We may come back to that. Should be a couple, yeah. Quantizer. Result.metadata that puts it in on the output side. And expected. The metadata. I think this is the same thing. I think this is correct. Okay. I don't think. Okay, let's see if we're caught up. I think we're going to keep finding things, honestly. All right. all tested green. Okay, so make input metadata to packet not include the final new line. Okay. Now I want let's go back to packet. All right, I guess I want to understand. I think this should be happening on the outside if somebody wants it, right? They can do that. But this, I wonder why it would be nil. Maybe it might be better if people just said they had nothing to contribute. If metadata is nil, no, this is not right either. If metadata is nil, then we should still have the packet metadata. Oh, but people are providing it. No, that's probably the next change. Oh no, this one is anybody coming in here. We shouldn't have to do this split. No, is that the next change? Maybe this is the change I want. No, if metadata is nil, then this should be packet.metadata. Yeah. Metadata array. Okay, so if they give us nothing new, we should just keep whatever the packet had. And then if they do give us something new, what we should be metadata split. Well, no, maybe. Let's go back to this. I don't think I understand who's calling this with nil or not. See, eventually the people are out there now, they're appending the current packet data to them. I don't want that. I just want them to pass me the string and I'll append it. Okay, so let's find the usages of this and see how many are actually nil or potentially nil. I don't think it's a lot. Okay, there's the definition. A test. Which presumes that. Okay, so that's one that's going to go wonky on the, oh, we're going to remove that from there just like we do the others. And then this one, well, packet metadata is never empty. Okay, so yeah, I think that's our next change, is to say if you have output, you should just be giving me settings output with no new line. But this is the only non-test call, so let's take the new line out of here. Okay, so if I take out this split, oh, interesting. Maybe we want to take this leap. Okay, if metadata is nil, this is just packet.metadata array. Otherwise, I think this is our code. Create a new one, If it's not nil, append it. Oh, well, that code's better. Okay. New data equals packet dot metadata array. That's this. If it's nil, that's that. If it's not nil, then we append the value to it, and then we assign it. Okay, I think that takes place of all this. Okay. Now, who's going to break? Well, I expect to start seeing things repeated because I'm storing the old data and then they're reappending it, and that's what I want to not happen. This is definitely clunkier than kind of forward test-driven development. All right, so pipeline tests. Yeah, there's those source sync things. Source. Yeah. Okay, so the pipeline test, well, let's see, test sync. All these people. All right, yeah, they should not be doing this. They should just be doing, wait, where's the packet? Output, that's fine. Where's packet? Wait a minute. Packet, metadata. Metadata appends packet stuff to it, but it shouldn't. Okay. And then I don't know, this output equals metadata thing. It's a little weird. This is a test class. All right, any other packety stuff? Metadata colon name. I guess they want their colons. All right. Okay, so he produces direct metadata. He produces direct metadata and copies it to the output for whatever reason. And he appends to output. Oh, and the test is on output, is not on metadata. Okay. And source, does he do anything with output? Oh, source has no output. Okay. Output. Hell. Metadata name. I'm not so sure about this one. It's taking that as an output. Okay. The test is a little touch weird. Sync.output has nothing to do with the packet. It's all what's being accumulated. Okay. And what's the other error? Quantizer transform. Okay. Assert equals pre-existing output. Okay, so this stage, oops, is doing the same trick with the packet that the other one was. Yep. He should only do his own, and he should not do that. Is anybody producing multiple lines? That'll be interesting. Okay. Run. Oops. I want to run tests. Okay. Still not quite confident in all this, but let's take what we got. Okay. Make packet append to metadata array rather than maintain the string. Clients only pass in their own metadata, which definitely feels like an improvement. Okay. Now back to packet. Let's see. Is anybody ever calling this with nil? There weren't very many places calling it. Okay. Init. This one, metadata is not nil. And this one, metadata is not nil. So that can never happen. All right. Metadata string. Okay. So always we'll do this. So we'll always append that. Now, why would tunes be nil? Just map tunes. Okay, so if tunes is not nil, use whatever they gave us. If it is nil, use the packet. Packet. Oh, interesting. And this is only a test transform. All right, so what I'm thinking is this packet, okay, quantizer, he's not going to look at tunes because he's definitely giving us tunes here. And I think he's calling the wrong one because he fills in tunes and he fills in metadata. So he should just use this constructor. Okay, so I don't need the packet version here. Tunes and metadata. All right. That should all work. Well, all except for, yeah, this test that's not. Oh, no, maybe I'm wrong. Pre-existing output. Okay. Packet with empty tunes and metadata. Quantizer. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Let me change that. I'm still going to fail the same way. I'm just being more accurate in my test data. All right, let's run this. Okay, why? Okay, he has metadata with pre-existing data. He does the quantizer. And then when it gets out, it's only... Oh, but I used packet in this one. So he should use this. Put this code back. Okay, so that code is different because of the packet stuff. But I think this one, his tunes is always not nil in the production code. It's only the test code that has nil. All right, make sure this is all back to normal. Pipeline tests. This one I think he's just... I don't think he cares what it is. These tests aren't working with tunes. They're really... create gets an empty one. I mean, it could be packet.tunes if nothing else. It really is on the test. And consume only is looking at metadata. I think this would be okay. This test is just nothing to do with the actual tunes. It's kind of tracking through the metadata what gets done. It's tunes. Okay. The alternative would be packet.tunes, which is also more or less acceptable. But I think this is accurate. I'm saying I don't do anything about tunes. This one consumes packets, so it doesn't change them. All right, let's make sure that still works. Okay, now everybody who calls this will never call it with nil. Okay, so if tunes not equal nil, use tunes. Otherwise, packet.tunes, and we're never using that. Okay. Okay, I think that's better. We got rid of one constructor. We've modified the other to only do this. Okay. All right. So we eliminate chance of nil arguments for, what is this? Packet. And okay, I don't know if something's over-engineered in there. All right, now who's looking at this? Probably a bunch of tests and maybe one place in the, well, okay, multiple places. Metadata equals input. What are you? Average tune. Okay. Messages, do you contain quantize? Then do that. Okay. Metadata on the stage. Okay, given a packet, right. That's reasonable. Metadata is a string. Okay, we're gonna break that in a minute here. Okay, so they're asking for metadata. Here's something asking for metadata. Okay, metadata. Let's make this metadata array. So I'm trying to eliminate uses of metadata and move them to metadata array. And I'm going to start with the tests because they're the easiest. Packet metadata array. And eventually I'm going to get rid of the metadata and then rename metadata to array to metadata. It's the packet parse and stage. Well, okay. What this should be is packet.metadata array dot joined with new line. Okay, that gives us the metadata. plus another new line plus this. Oh. Okay, so, and I think we'll format it a little. Okay, so it's the metadata plus an extra new line plus the report, and Parson Stage is producing a text report basically, so that's why it has to do that. Okay, I'm gonna stick to the tests on the rest of it. Metadata array. Oh, I want to get those new lines out of there. Input on metadata. Okay, and joined metadata array. Okay, well, that's another one. All right, let's make sure things are passing. Okay. All right. Whatever that text has no new lines. Yes, that's correct. Metadata array has no new lines. That's the extra new line we had. Okay, so it should be the two separate entries without new lines. Okay, I think we need an extra new line in statistics stage. Okay, it's joined by new lines, but we haven't put one in. Okay. All right. Let's see where we are. Okay, so we, well, move some calls to use metadata array instead of metadata on packet. All right, now who's using this? Okay, one test. Right, so we want metadata array. And I think this is just joined without separators. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right, so there, these come back out. I think it's the price of getting them consistent in the first place. And they don't really care about the new lines for what this is trying to do. It's just proving that the stage steps got called in order. Okay. Who else? Metadata, statistics stage, metadata array. That seems a little old. Input.metadata. Okay, this one's a little trickier. His metadata is string, and that's what people are looking at. I don't know if that should be true. Well, it's true enough for now. All right, so let's make this self.metadata. And let's make this metadata array.joined new line. Okay, and I think that's it. Whoops. String separator. Okay. Remove uses of packet.metadata. Okay, all tests. Okay, so now nobody should be using this. What do I know? Metadata array. Metadata array. Well, that looks like it's unused to me. I think I can keep these straight. All right, and now this. Rename this to metadata. Okay. Oh, boy. Well, the tests are happy. Let's make sure it runs correctly. And I guess we'll just go through the possibilities here. Okay, parse this code. I would like another new line after that. Okay. Statistics report. It's got a new line. Oh, we need to turn off that. But it's got enough space. Is that a debug thing? Oh no, we put a border in somewhere. We want our title back. Okay. So Parsons code needs another space. Let's check our manual input. View that manually added text. Okay. Quantize. Okay. I don't think this should be any different. It's really Parsons code. Okay, so Parsons code report. Parsons code stage. Probably a test will complain. Oh no, maybe not. I'm not sure if we do that or not. Okay, we do. Good. It's missing a new line. And this is really metadata. I think at one point it was output. Okay, I think that's better. I don't know why I don't know. It definitely crossed my mind earlier. I don't know why we didn't do it earlier. Probably because I didn't want to go through that half an hour we just spent doing it. All right, let's find packet again. Everything should be looking good there. I think so. All right. Did I check in? Yes. Okay. Let's get our to-do. This is in packet. Okay, resolve vertical spacing after metadata. That may have fixed it, right? Let's run again. I mean, we saw the box just circling that without an extra new line, so I think we've cut it down. And again, I think it'll be down to like a finger width rather than kind of 2 finger widths. Yeah, I mean, 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, maybe. That is fine. And I don't have that bounciness up and down because I don't scroll there. Okay. Those all look okay. Let's get to those fat ones at the end. Yep. Alrighty. And that takes care of that. Okay. Not much to push. Alrighty. Okay, now compute the modes. We don't have time to go very far. I'm just going to take a few minutes and look around a bit. Okay, so the mode, we're after the statistical mode, and it's confusing because mode is such an overloaded word. Music has it for something else too, but we're not using that. All right. Looking at this, here's the most common number in this column, 12. In this column, it's more spread out, but it looks like 8. Now, I'm curious, like the counts of columns, 3, 5, 6, 10, 18, 19, 25, 28, 3, 6, 9, 21, 22, 26, 27, 37, 38, 39. Oh, I got an extra space in there. All right. It doesn't affect the counts, but let's fix that. because I put the space in here as well as there and forgot to take it back out. The deal is, well, some things may not have a second node in their measure. That seems funny, but okay. But in any case, I'm looking for the most frequent number: 15, 10, 16, 10, 10, tied. Okay, can happen. 10, 13, 14. I don't know, all these zeros I don't think I care about. 17, 12, close, it's 8, 8, 11. All right, I want to highlight those numbers. Probably make them bold or change the background. Maybe change the background would be nice. And eventually I'd like to draw lines from 11 to 9 and 9 to 15 and stuff like that. I don't want to mark every zero as being bold because that defeats the purpose of zero. We've already neutralized them quite a bit. And someone suggested this the other day. I forget who it was, but had the idea of making it a light zero instead of whatever thing I was going to. I was going to delete the background, but this makes it look like it's a light cell leaking through with a punch out to the background, which I think is perfect for that. Okay, so let's fix this real quick. And the modes, I think what we want to do is go through, there can be more than one. So we're going to go through and highlight the, find the largest number in the column, or probably find the row indexes of the cells with the largest number, because I want to reflect these two. And then as we're drawing it, we're going to have to use that information to format the cell. And later we want to do lines. I'm not sure how we'll handle this duplicated thing. I mean, they're next to each other, but maybe this doesn't get a line. It's sort of a break where you have two modes and you can decide which one does, but most of these will carry the line through if I ignore zero columns. And I think I'm going to put another filter in that takes care of that. 8, 7, 11. Okay. Therefore, okay, I think that should be okay. We can find those. I mean, statistically, we can find the maximum value in any column, and if it's greater than 0, when we create this cell, maybe this cell can just tell us, "Hey, I'm a mode," and we can go from there. I think that's good information for it to provide. All right, and let's find our average sync view. Okay, that's the space extra we put in, and this one's the extra here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And this is up to 11 now because I did not quantize. But most of them just have 4 beats. There's a few with 6 and up to 8. Interesting. Alrighty. Okay, well, we will leave it there. We'll check this in. Remove extra column header space from average tune. Well, average sync view. All right, and thanks for joining me today. Next time is tomorrow, 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.